What's up, guys? It's your boy Yaron, and you're listening or watching to the Yaron Show, the Game Changer. So, I hope you guys are having the end of summer. I hope you guys are enjoying your end of the summer, that's what I meant. But yeah, I've been out lately, so that's why I couldn't do the show as much. Been in Israel visiting family and all that stuff, so, yeah, really learned a lot over there, and actually that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about my time over there and what I've learned about myself and life also itself, because it's just been tagging me along, so it's, it's kind of an emotional roller coaster ride for me. Not as much as a roller coaster ride that you would expect, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. So, like I said before, today I'm going to be talking about my time in Israel and what I've learned about myself, and also, in general, just about life. Of course, it was amazing over there. I hadn't seen my family in for 3 years due to COVID and all of those, news breaking and all that stuff, but to go back, it was such an interesting experience that you ask yourself, why is it when you are at home and you feel this difference in who you are, and when you're out and about visiting family and visiting the world itself, why do you feel that way, especially with work? Work, you're working numerous of hours. You don't take time off. It's very hectic or very hustle mentality. But if you're a person like myself who does have this program wise, or going to a job with one shift, or even going to a program where they have daily schedules for each task, and going to each job task that you are made to do, or that you're required to do. So it's kind of interesting, because when you think about it that way, your brain just doesn't work, and you're kind of all over the place. You don't know what's going on, and it's this motion of holy shit, I can't get my head together. I can't get my mind together. There's just a lot of crazy shit going on, and in your head you're like, I need some time off. I need some time to regroup, to know who I am, and to be with my family, And maybe for some of you guys, they live in the States, maybe they live outside of the country, but no matter where, you learn about yourself. But at the same time, it's kind of like when you're back to that reality schedule, with that reality work mentality, you just feel like you've gone back to yourself and you're just all over the place. You feel like you're in this motion of, right, I got back, here we go again, and you just think to yourself, how can I make this better? Now, for me, there's a lot of things going on. Of course, if some of you have moved to one place to another, which is what's going on with me, it's hard. So I'm getting I'm getting used to moving and all that stuff. But at the same time, you also have to think about the positive and what you are basically doing on a day-to-day basis. So don't focus about what's going too far. Just focus about now. So, for an example, I'm going to start way back when I first arrived to Israel. It's a good feeling. You feel this nice summer vibe. You're on vacation. You don't really need to be pressured. But at the same time, you just have this feeling of, wow, I'm with family and I'm learning a lot. I'm visiting my relatives, my cousins, my aunts, my grandparents. It's just a lot of things. And you think to yourself, wow, I'm learning a lot from them. And it dawns on you that, you start talking to them about how's life, is it good, what are you going through, what are you doing at work, they try to catch up with you. If it's like really from far distance, which that's my story, it's kind of hard because you only see them on group chat, when there's a lap of hours and all that stuff. And then half of the times you think to yourself, well, I'm doing good, but I'm going through a lot, and it's just so much. But there's some good things to this, and that is that when your aunts or uncles or grandparents tell you this motivation that what's best for you, it gives you this boost. And not only that, but you learn from them. You learn from it with your cousins, especially because of what they're going through, whether they live in the States or outside of the country. You learn about what they're going through as well, because not everyone's life is easy. It's not all about you, and how you see everything on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on whatever social media you are, on TikTok, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. But it dawns on you that you're like, oh shit, it's not only me that feels this way, but maybe for them they have this much harder life. Everyone is going through shit. You can't stop that. But at the same time, you're also thinking to yourself, okay, I'm on vacation. How do I develop all these amazing motivation answers? And then it dawns on you like, well, you know what? I do have to think things positively. I do have to think about these things positively and mentally, because a lot of the times there comes a time where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's giving me a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress, and we all have that, but we can't do jack. And I know I'm cursing right now, but this is what I do on my show. I said this in all of my on all of my other episodes, whatever you want to call them. This is how I am, and it's hard, So, but when you're on vacation, you think about what's going on with your family and how you spend the time with them, because you only live once. You live once, and then you have to find yourself. You have to be like, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? What do I want to do? How could I make myself happy? I listen to a lot of my friends who are pursuing their dreams and even working, and even here in the States or wherever you meet these volunteers, staff members. It's a lot of things that you get motivated and you gravitate what they taught you throughout these programs, these organizations, and you gravitate that. It's a lot of these times you think to yourself, well, he's not right on A, B, and C, but yeah, whatever. I'm just not gonna listen. You don't have to take that person's advice, but just understand that you are taking this advice for granted, and you also want to respect that. You know, not everyone's, motivation quote could be the best. But I have a lot of them, I have a couple of friends who are pursuing their dreams. I'm not going to say because I know who they are, but they are, learning in school. They're everywhere. Now, those could be your brothers, your friends. They could even be people that you knew, but they didn't know you. Which I have a similar story, but I'm not going to say it. And it comes in this moment where you're like, I need that boost. I need that, punch in the face. I need that slap in the face to be like, wake the fuck up, because you were gone and you didn't know what the fuck was going on. That's what your brain is going through. And we do need those wake-up calls. We do need those, hey, welcome to reality. That's what we need. It really wires down to what one person that you admire is telling you. You don't have to listen to all people. If that other person that you don't really admire tells you something and gives you that motivation, but it's a little bit of a criticism, just don't listen. Even if it's a friend, don't you could listen to him or her, but you don't have to always listen to them 100%. I have friends like that where they're like, don't go there, or don't do this, stay here, do it for me. It's this feeling where you're like, are they, is that really a good motivation? Is that really a good quote? Or could that lift you up? Like, you could stay friends with them, friends, acquaintances, but you also have to choose it wisely, and you have to respect them. I remember when I started, the Game Changer show, I criticized all of these small, big organizations, and it really confused the living shit out of me. And then it dawned on me that when I went back to visit my family back in Israel, then I thought to myself, then I was like, you know what, something is wrong with me, and I gotta think about it, because everything that I thought about at the time when I'm here working or being in these organizations, sometimes it's not motivating you, or it's not you. But if you like going there to be with your friends, to be with staff, subordinates, or whatever the fuck that means, what I just said before, but being with staff, volunteers, that's all that matters. It matters about how you build that relationship. And I learned a lot. I really did. My aunts told me, my cousins told me their story about how their lives are, in a way, a bumpy roller coaster, and we all have that. Me too, I have that right now. I came back here, and everyone's talking to me about this whole movement and what I'm going through, and I'm like, listen, I gotta do what's best for me. I gotta trust in my gut, because if I don't, and I listen to someone that really wants to stop and listen to them, no matter if it's a friend, a stranger, or someone, volunteer or staff. Your life could be already inside the trash. And this is just a figure of speech. I'm not taking as literally. But it's all about this mindset. And I actually want to share with you a quote that one of my friends actually posted a couple of months ago when it was summer. She wrote down this. She wrote down, the more we need to accomplish in life, the more we will feel the more we feel good, but, well, hold on. Probably Google or something. The more we feel resistance. I said good, but it really says resistance. Respond to the mission, not the blockage. The best quote I've ever... The best quote I've ever heard in my entire life. And this is for yourself. This is how you, the person, is thinking to yourself or his self or myself. It's all about what you capable. It's all about how you see life. And I'll tell you something. When I was in Israel, and I know I'm repeating what I said back, but now I'm really going to focus on Israel. When I was there, I really focused on being with each and every one of my cousins. And I learned so much. I learned so much from them, and I learned so much about myself as a human being, and how I am not going through all of this stress and all of those things. Because let's face it, we're all going through stress, but also we have to focus on these happy times. Whether we're spending some time with each other and all that stuff. And that's what I did. I went there and I lived like no other person ever lived over there. And I felt like I was at home because that's where my family is. And it was just like New York is not the same. Like, as a person that you live in New York, in the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps, it just keeps on going. You're working, and then you volunteer, but then you work again and you work again. The work never stops, but you do it. But you're hungry for it. And sometimes you don't get that pause where you're like, okay, this is who I am. Be quiet, put some motivation in the background, and then next thing you know, it goes all over again and again and again, and then you learn, and then it's again. I do that every single day. I go into my program, I do the same exact schedule that they list for us every single day. This program that I go to every single day. And they each assign us with a different staff. And even though most of what I do at this workplace, which is the JCC, is hard and easy, I don't complain and I don't dwell, because that's what makes it worse. That's where your brain says, no, I'm not going to do this, but you have to. Sometimes I feel like I'm just going and I'm doing easy work, but I don't dwell. I just say, Yaron, you know what? Do it anyways. You got a couple more months before you move to this new place and just keep on grinding. So don't dwell, but just keep on grinding. Wherever I can't speak English today, but whichever the job tasks you are required to do at these certain programs, just do it. Don't dwell, don't ponder, don't complain, because that is the task that you are required to do. Even when you're working at a different place, even if you're working at this big or small company, just if you're feeling like one of those days are just, fucking you up, then take a breathe and ask yourself, what can I make this day much better? Do that. Because then you're gonna come down much calm. Now, here's the thing. I'm working on a project for the JCC, and I'm supposed to read a script. Now, there's times where I can't read scripts. I can't read. Like, if you ask me, I just literally can't do it. But will I dwell on it? No. I'm gonna have to fight like hell because I'm determined to do it every single day. I'm just gonna be determined until I can't do it no longer, which I'm not gonna will to do that. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm gonna keep on trying and hustling and fighting like hell, because that's what I do. I don't sit around and I don't dwell and ponder and I don't goof around. Once I'm at this place and at this program, I bust my ass and I bust my butt better. And I don't say I'm busting my ass better than all my coworkers. No, it's not professional. First of all, I'm not saying that, because everyone is different. Every single one of us is different. But you ask yourself, how do I do it? How could I do this task every single day? You have 5 days a week. You have Monday through Friday. How do you do it for 5 straight days in a week? How do you do it for 5 straight days? How? I did it before in high school, but I'm not willing to do it again. I remember when I first worked there, I started doing that. Then they were kind of like, listen, if you can't advocate here, if you don't want to speak up for yourself here, and this is what one of my old job coaches told me in this same place, but it was a different program. She told me this, and I told you guys half of it less than like 5 seconds ago, but she told me, if you can't advocate for yourself or even speak up for yourself, what's the whole point? You're going to lose. I'm just going to tell you what to do. I'm going to be that person to tell you, do this, and do it now. That's it. Just, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, that, like, when I really first worked there, it really mattered at that moment. But you know what? Then little by little, I started to do the same exact thing, which was, I spoke up, and I said, I don't want to do this today. Maybe if there's a possibility right after lunch, this, that. Now sometimes I would be as crazy enough to multitask, and then to come back home to figure out passwords and all these things. And then I would come back home to do this, the Yaron Show, and then I would do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until I was like, I'm done. Because at the time I had physical therapy. Now, supposedly for today, right now as I'm recording, and if I'm even listening to myself, or if someone else is listening to me, I still go. I still go to my job site, But this is a different program at the same place. So, basically, I do the same exact thing, but except for the advocating part, the taking initiative part, and speaking up. Those three things, it's like there is a lock in here that is like, yep, we got you locked in here. Listen, that's the old you. You were here less than 3 years ago. Yeah, something happened. Now, am I the type of person that could get that confidence back? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I could get it back. It matters about this. When you think to yourself, wow, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to do it, then do it. And I think when I was there in Israel, and I know I'm jumping back and forth, but this is how I talk. I learned a lot, and I asked myself, you know what, when I get back, I have to do this, and I gotta do that, and the other thing. And I took that for granted. I told myself, when I get back here, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm starting when I'm finishing. And that was that project, because it was on my head, and it was like this work. It was like this, worm music. You know how you have a favorite song in your head and you can't take it off and you want to start listening to a new song? That's what it's like. It's like this trend that keeps on going on in your head, and you can't stop doing it. That's what goes on with me. And when I was there, I talked myself through it. And I talked to my family members about it. I talked to my cousins about it. One of my relatives has also special, she learns really special. I'm not so sure what, but I told her, even if there's days that, you don't want to go to school or anything like that, just keep on grinding, man. Keep on grinding. And that goes for even in life, like in general, like some friends are just gonna vanish on you. And I told my cousin this. I told her, even if some of your friends vanish on you, don't stop. Keep on going. That's their problem. If they wanna run and tell you, wait, don't go. Okay. That's their problem. I have those types of friends too. We all have special ingredients, but we have different elements. And this is what Neil deGrasse Tyson said about the galaxy. But I'm talking about the people who are special and have special needs. Why do you think we were born this way? It's interesting. It's interesting in a way because we learn a lot about ourselves. And every single time you ask yourself, why is it, like, sometimes we ask ourselves, why is it me? Why am I like this? But then again, you think to yourself, you know what? I have this and I'm proud of it. That's what you gotta be like. You have to look yourself in the mirror, or just tell yourself, I have a disability, I have a learning disability, and I'm proud of it. And you repeat it again, and again, and again, until you just smile and you're like, Hell yeah. That's who I am. And I tell myself this every single day. I tell myself, I have a learning disability, and I'm fucking proud of it. Excuse my language, but it's actually the honest answer. It's the honest answer. If you're a person that doesn't like how I'm talking or using this language, well, just to notice, this is where I am. And yes, you know what? If I showed this to one of my staff members or all of these places that they don't provide this language, well, this is the real Yaron. This is the real Yaron. This is the real me. I'm not this type of shy, timid dude that is like, oh, look at me, I'm not like that. Sure, I might be like that at work. And I might talk like this, where I'm just pausing for maybe 3 straight hours and saying, sure thing, because we're out of coworkers. But is that gonna stop me from saying something? No. I'm gonna keep on grinding. I'm gonna keep on hustling. And I'm gonna do it until I can't. Which I've got a long way. Why do you think the show is called The Game Changer? Because I'm changing the game. And you're changing the game. Any single person that thinks to him or herself that they want to change who they are, or not even change, but change themselves, learn about themselves. It's okay. You don't have to always rush and to be like, well, this is me. I want to change my style. I want to change my looks. I want to change who I am. I'm going to be this person that I'm not. Don't do that. I'm not telling you to go do that. What I am saying, and what what the title of the show means, is that learn about who you are. I don't remember about a couple of episodes that I did about the Game Changer. But if you guys do remember, I wrote an autobiography about myself. And what does it mean to have your family, your friends, your family friends, surroundings around you, people who you look up to? That's what it matters. No one else can control you. No one else can control you and have this remote and be like, yeah, you're gonna go here. You're gonna go no one is gonna stop you. You don't control people's lives by saying, yeah, I'm gonna play you today on Xbox and you're gonna be just like The Sims. So I'm gonna go ahead and play you, and yeah, you can't do anything. You want to move? You can't move. I'm stopping you from moving. You want to do this? I'm stopping. No one can tell. You want to? Oh, I have a perfect thing. There's millions of things that people could do to you, and they could take advantage of you. And I'm not telling you to do that. But what I'm telling you to do is learn about yourself, take the initiative, be assertive, and take action. That's why I call this show The Game Changer. Not because, oh yeah, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. All of us have learning disabilities, so I'm telling you to do this, I'm telling you to do that. No. Go find someone who motivates you, who could take you on that path. Anything is possible. Kevin Garnett said it best when he was in Boston. If you're an NBA fan, you should know this by now. Come on. And another thing about this big company that brands sports, Nike. What's the big slogan over there? Just do it. I'm not stopping you from doing jack shit. This is your life. So live it. Come on. There's so many things you could learn and take away. But no one can control you. You, the person. And like I said before, that's why I want to announce that I am living independently. And I'm also thankful that I have these staff members at the JCC, at this program called PWW, and even outside of these two programs. Friendship circle, the list goes on and on and on. Even friends, come on, like it doesn't even have to be organizations. It's also about who you really connect with best. Who you're really connected with best. Who you look up to. That's all that matters. A lot of people think that, oh, well, he's doing this, and oh, he's doing that. And a lot of the times I do that. And I have to be, and sometimes I'm like, what the fuck did I just say? But then again, I have to, it's alright to make these fuck ups, but you just have to keep on learning and just be like, what the fuck did I just say? I should have said that. So it's alright. Having these fuck up moments, it's alright. But you don't want to do it all the time. You could do it most of the times. But just ask yourself, how can I do this? How can I make myself happy? You know? It's your life. Make your, like, it's all a matter of what makes you happy. If you don't want to do A, don't do A. If you don't want to do B, don't do B. If you don't want to do C, don't do C. But at least have a backup plan. And I had numerous of backup plans because I didn't know who I was until after high school. I was lost in high school. I didn't know who I was. There was these programs all over my face. Yeah, of course it was special, but I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was until I went to JCC. Next thing you know, I found myself with all these programs helping me and staff members telling me, why aren't you taking the initiative? Why aren't you speaking up for yourself? Come on. I can't make decisions for you. Do it yourself. If you don't want to work at this, tell me now. You don't have to do it. Try to find something that makes you happy. And this is even in the workforce and outside of the workforce. Your hobbies. Do what makes you happy. A lot of people make content and they give all these quotes and they share little stories. They share little stories about life? Why do you think Instagram is one of the top most usable apps? Because it shows you that you could write something and you could share a picture. There's some people who make all of these awesome pages of giving motivations and all that stuff. I have a couple of friends that are doing it right now and pursuing their dream and saying, be happy. you have health, you have you have happiness. That's all that matters. You only live once. Sometimes I'm in this little turtle shell of, who am I? Why am I like this? But then when I come back home, I'm this whole completely different person of, you know what? This is the person of who I am. That's the Yaron that I know. I want to learn. Being that honest. But anyways, guys, that's really about it. The title was, my time in Israel and also life itself. But I'm going to change it now. So, maybe I'm not, but it was more about life and less about Israel. So, if you listen to this whole entire thing, which was 40 minutes or 41 minutes, I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast. And if you watched it, I hope you enjoyed watching it or probably listening to it on the background, whether you're working or not. At the end of the day, live life to the fullest. Anyways, guys, that's really about it. I'll get straight to the point. If you're watching this, make sure to subscribe, comment, leave a notification. Also share it. Share it with your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your brother, your sister. Especially if you're a diehard Knicks fan, that goes for the same exact thing. I don't need to go through it again. But if you're listening, make sure to follow me on Spotify. Ring that notification bell so you get weekly updates every single time. Of course, sometimes when I do these type of shows, it's kind of challenging with my schedule. So I'll try to make this next one maybe in the next couple of weeks or so. I have a lot of things going on. So like I said before, I'm moving to a different place, and you're not going to be seeing this part of the room anymore, so it's going to be a whole new different place. So if I don't do this show in the next couple of weeks or months, just try to understand that I'm doing a lot of things. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, be happy, live life to the fullest, and live life to the fullest, and yeah. Anyways, guys, peace.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Yaron. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And also, make sure to check out some of my other videos. Anyways, guys, peace.